Hello and welcome. Solve Everything is probably the best Reed Richards story to date. It covers all the aspects of Reed's character, his intelligence, his drive, and his motivation. Through this, Reed's humanity is revealed. It's a flawless story about one man's attempt to resolve every conceivable problem, while ultimately not losing himself in the process. Hi, this is Alan, the voice of Strange Brain Parts. Sorry for the interruption, but I'll be brief. Please subscribe and support this channel on Patreon. Links are down below. Thank you. Now back to the video. The story is framed with inserts from the past. These inserts are Reed's father, Nathaniel, encouraging Reed to be his best. He's not pushy, demanding, or abusive. He's supportive and encouraging. While Nathaniel will disappear from Reed's life for decades, his influence remains with Reed. This will tie into an overall thread in Hickman's run, which is, inspire the next generation with compassion. The contrast to this positive message is the wizard and his clone, Bentley. The wizard is disappointed that he cannot create something greater than himself. All his clone children are failures. He cannot force them to be better. His contempt is, ultimately, with himself, but he directs that anger onto his clones. The wizard is what Reed may become if he focuses too deeply on his quest for a perfect solution to a specific problem. Reed has built a great machine. It's a portal that can access the multiverse. By using this machine, he makes contact with alternate versions of himself. These alternates have constructed a pocket reality, an exclusive Reed Richards universe. Here they do research and improve life throughout the multiverse. Their goal is exactly the same as Reed's. They want to solve everything. Not only is this a tempting goal, but Reed would be among literal equals. Most importantly, Reed no longer has to feel like he's working alone and in isolation. He would be among those that understood his drive to achieve the impossible. Reed meets the Council, a collective of Reeds from across the multiverse, and they give him a tour of their efforts to date. He sees the good, where they are reactive to threats. He sees the necessary evils, where they are proactive in eliminating potential threats, and the godlike potential this collection of Reeds can accomplish. This is Reed at a level he didn't know was feasible. His mind is open to new possibilities and areas of exploration. At the same time, he has to acknowledge that sometimes he may have to participate in unethical acts in the name of a greater good. Reed is offered a place within the Council. As he should, Reed takes his time to consider the offer. During this time of deliberation, Sue notices that Reed has, ironically, been spending a lot of time with himself. She begins to express concern, but Reed suddenly gaslights her. Sue is noticeably upset, and for good reason. However, Reed makes an appeal to her and asks for 1 week of grace. While Reed doesn't reveal what's on his mind, this scene shows the dynamic between himself and Sue. She's there to ground him when he's getting too close to being consumed by his work, and potentially forgetting there are parts of his life that are equally important as that research. Furthermore, Sue doesn't press for details or demand an explanation, which shows a level of trust between them. She recognizes this is Reed's process, and she respects he needs time to work things out in solitude. His level of genius doesn't work on a schedule. Inspiration and insight comes and goes. Sue won't get in the way of that, but she also won't let him get lost chasing the impossible. It's during this week that Reed weighs his options. Near the end of that week, he decides to join the Council. Before it's made official, insane Celestials attack, intending to make this pocket universe a staging ground to attack the multiverse. With a lot of luck, the Reeds defend themselves. After the battle, Reed learns of the price the other Reeds paid to be part of the Council. In order to solve everything, Reed must give up everything: his wife, his children, and his friends. The work will become so consuming that all relationships will come to an end. It is the inevitable cost of their pursuit. Reed refuses to accept this outcome. He leaves the Council, returns home, and wipes all trace of his calculations and research into this area of inquiry. Joining the Council is not the path he desires to take. The temptation is great, it appeals to his intellectual need, but the cost is far too high. However, this is the same conclusion all Reeds come to at some point, so the possibility he'll change his mind lingers in the background. The story ends with Nathaniel reminding Reed that a huge intellect that isn't tempered with an equally huge heart is meaningless. It's cold, mechanical, and lacks empathy. There is a place where Reed can be an amazing, influential scientist that changes the world, while also being a great friend, a loving husband, and a terrific parent. Or, as Nathaniel says, Reed, be a better man. It's not a challenge, it's not a command, it's a genuine hope passed from a father to his son. Ultimately, Reed's intellect and drive isn't a problem to solve, nor a burden to overcome. These are the qualities that give him the potential to be a better man. This is what Nathaniel instills in him. The obvious indicators of Reed's hope are his numerous inventions and patents. These improve the quality of life for others. They benefit the world. The subtle indications are the establishing of the future foundation, where he fosters the children of tomorrow to be better people than either himself or the other members of the Fantastic Four. He doesn't teach, he facilitates. He gives them the power and resources to follow their collective and individual imaginations. This improves the future by empowering those that will live in it. For Reed, being a better man means acknowledging you can't solve everything, but maybe you can inspire those that will. There is always hope. It's not situational, it's generational. This is reflected in the relationship between Nathaniel and Reed, then with Reed and Franklin. Both Nathaniel and Reed foster a legacy that comes alive in Franklin. And it's done organically, not through manipulation or experimentation to get the best final result. This is illustrated throughout the story and brought home at the end. Nathaniel encourages Reed to jump. Reed encourages Franklin to fly. That hope for a better man living in a better tomorrow has evolved. In the end, Solve Everything is heartwarming without being trite. It's a positive reflection of a father's influence on a son, and how better men aren't powered by their ability to resolve problems or beat up bad guys and save the day. A better man inspires others to dream alongside them. Many years ago, my mother said to me, she said, "In this world, Allie," she always called me Allie. It was very endearing. "In this world, Allie, you must be oh so smart or oh so pleasant." Well, for many years I've been smart. I recommend pleasant. You may quote me. Thank you for watching. Thanks to all my fine supporters on Patreon and YouTube. Your ongoing support makes it possible for this channel to continue. I appreciate every single one of you. Please subscribe if you've not already. Leave a comment and a like. I try to keep ads and self-promotional bits like this to a minimum, so if you can, consider directly supporting this channel on Patreon. Extra special thanks to Green Man, Constant Disappointment Records, Jeff Nicholson, Sicken, Francis De La Cruz, Russell Bull, John Nyukes, Andrew Barton, Odin Ashcroft, Ruby St. Dennis, Phil Sagan, Edward Clayton Andrew, Corey Drew, Brian Deaton, Tom Granis, John Gaunt, James Graham, and Matt Marino. You are all justified and ancient. Good morning, Worm, Your Honor. The crown will plainly show the prisoner, who now stands before you, was caught red-handed showing feelings of an almost human nature. This will not do.